All right, Stuart Hunter learned how to make sushi. Stu, take it away.
Okay. Like many great inventions, sushi was actually accidentally invented. Hello, my name is Stuart Hunter, and today I'll be teaching you about how I learned to make sushi. Now, you're probably all asking yourselves why I picked sushi. Well, first of all, it's got to be my favorite food. It's been my favorite food for about 5 years now. I used to think it was disgusting, but now I just love it completely. And I really wanted to have like a challenge, and cooking's always been like a little hobby of mine, and I just love a good challenge, and I enjoy cooking. And originally I really wanted to make like a cooking video, like similar to like my own cooking show, maybe like Emerald, but we all kind of decided that I'd probably try to make it too goofy and it wouldn't really work out. But yes, that's why I picked sushi. And I'm going to give you a quick history about sushi. Like I said before, it's accidentally discovered. They were trying to find a way to prevent fish from going bad, so they would layer the fish with rice, and then randomly one guy was like, oh, maybe I'll try this. And he tried it, and it was actually delicious. So that's how it was invented. And it was originated in northern Southeast Asia, and it came to Japan in the 8th century AD. And the raw fish that we see today began after World War II because there's a rice shortage before World War II, and sushi was actually 3 times the size that it is today, like as you see there. And they were originally shut down all the sushi shops, and the sushi chefs obviously revolted against that, and they came to an agreement that they would use less rice with the rice shortage, and now sushi is what it is today. And the first sushi bar opened up in the United States in the 1960s. And until recently, no women sushi chefs were allowed because the oil, they believe that girls have more oil in their hair and in their face. And they also said that because of their menstruation, their hands would be too warm to hold the rice, and it would just make it weird. I don't really understand, but that's what I heard. And then here are a few types of sushi. I'll probably butcher the name, but maki sushi is just a roll of sushi. And these are actually pictures of sushi I made at 3 o'clock in the morning this morning. And this is a nigiri sushi, which is just basically raw fish on top of a cube of rice. And this is uramaki, which is an inside-out roll, which is the rice outside. And here's a picture of my mentor, Naomi Kikuchi. I don't want to say her name wrong, but yes, she's the president and founder of New Culinary Institute, and that's where I took my cooking lessons. And she's also a professional speaker and chef, and she, like, if you want, you can have her come to your house or come to your office, and she'll give you a motivational speech. You can even do a private cooking classes with her. And she was always there to help me, and I'd always call her or email her if I had a question about things. And she recommended these 2 books that have been like really helpful to me. The one that's been the most helpful is The Sushi Experience by Hiroko Shimbo, and I pretty much use that every day I make sushi. It has all the special recipes and ingredients and different sorts of sushi I can make, and it had a great history which I used throughout my project. And the hours and cost, after today, my total hours are a bit over 70 hours, and the total cost, an expensive $1,000. And today's demo costs $95, and the reason it costs so much, like this, I bought a new knife here that was $65, and almost every time I go to buy fish at Whole Foods, it's $100, and then buying like the rice and everything is expensive, and it adds up. And I would have like little sushi parties for my friends, and I had a bunch of those. Cassie was at one, but they just add up. But I think it was worth every penny. And now I'm going to show you the Stuart crab roll, which was influenced by the spider roll, which is basically just tempura crab with some special kind of like syrupy sauce. But I decided to go with the spicy mayonnaise sauce, and it has avocado and cucumber in it. So I will show you how to roll one of those. And the first step to making sushi is you have to wash the rice. The rice is coated with this sort of powder, and once you put it in the water, and it will kind of be this milky water, you won't be able to really see the rice, but after rinsing it and washing it more and more, the water will turn clear, and that makes the rice taste way better, and it also makes it have that really like bright white appearance. And then of course you have to cook the rice after that. And then usually while the rice is cooking, like right before it's done, I'll start cutting the ingredients. And and then the key part of the rice, which makes it taste so good in sushi rice, is you add this vinegar and sea salt and sugar. It makes this like solution that you put on the rice, and it makes it sticky and taste really good. So and now I'll begin to spread the rice that I made this morning onto the nori, which is roasted seaweed. And pretty much they just pick seaweed and they compact it into this little sheet here, and then they move it quickly over and over a flame, and that becomes roasted. And actually I used a new package of nori today, and you can totally tell that it's new by the smell and everything. And so you're all in for a treat today. So first off, I like to wear gloves because you have to wet your hands or else the rice will just stick to you like crazy, and the gloves hold the water really well. So you just rub water all over your hands, and then you take the rice. This rice is much better. Like before, I learned recently through making it in my advisory that if you refrigerate the rice, it's just, you can't really work with it very well, and it doesn't taste very good. So you want to get, I say about maybe like a baseball sized ball in your hands, and you roll it around so it's all wet, then you smush it down into the middle of the nori. Hopefully you can't see that. And then you smush it around to get to the edges. And then another helpful thing is you can add vinegar to the water, which makes it even less, the rice even less sticky, and you can rub it around very easily. So you smash it down. You want to be able to see the nori through the rice, or else you'll have way too much rice. And through experience, the first time I made sushi, I had so much rice you could barely chew it. And it's very, like, you needed a drink right away. But this used to take me forever, but I'm actually getting pretty quick at it. But if you do it right, like this morning, right as the rice is out, it actually spreads really easily, and it's nice and warm. And like kind of the philosophy of the sushi is warm rice, cold fish. And so that's why you always want it fresh. And from experience, like when I was making sushi and for my advice and everything, you want the ingredients to be as fresh as possible. That's why I went late night at Whole Foods and bought them, and then made it this morning. And that's another reason why sushi is so expensive. Like, I mean, I spent $1,000 making sushi, and I used to always think maybe it's just overpriced at a restaurant because it's kind of like a classy food. But I can like see now why it's so expensive, because you have to have fresh fish, and if it's not fresh, you pretty much have to throw it away, or you can like tell a difference in the taste. And that's one thing that separates like Safeway sushi from like the sushi bar restaurant. Okay, so now I pretty much have all the rice set. You want to leave about a ½ inch at the top there. Or actually, you want to spin it towards you before you roll it. And then I like to add sesame seeds. And then I'll be doing the inside out roll, because that is sort of believed to be more classy because the rice is on the outside. So what you do, you take some saran wrap, stuck to each other, and then you cover the sushi with it. And now that I have, take off the gloves now, so I'm getting stuck all over the place. And I'm lucky enough to have 2 bamboo mats, so I can just easily flip it. And then you add your ingredients. You want to add your ingredients a little more towards the bottom, so when it rolls, it has like enough room to flip over. So I'm adding my spicy sauce, which I created from scratch. It's mayonnaise, and then I use chili paste and chili oil, and then a special red sauce. I forget what it's called, but it's very popular at Chinese restaurants. And then my favorite out of all sushi is tempura crab, and it's basically deep fried crab. I bought a wok, and you buy the special tempura batter at the store, and you just pretty much just rub the crab in it, and then you deep fry it. I think it's delicious.